All right, now that we are super cozy, let us talk about books. Oh my gosh. All right, so wonderful. Okay, so I've literally had to pull up my Goodreads because I don't want to forget anything. I am reading six books. I'm reading 6 books right now. I'm about to start another one, so it's a bit crazy in here, but okay, we're gonna start with the reading updates, I think, of the week, and we'll start with like the book club picks because I'm in 2 book clubs at the minute. So the first is, of course, the Dark Academics book club, and this is our pick for February. I'm adoring this. I talked a little bit about it in last vlog, but I am now 28 pages through, which means I am on Act 2, Scene 1, which is around the parts where all of the conspirators against Caesar go to Brutus's house and try to convince Brutus and tell him about their plan to assassinate Caesar. So I know that Caesar gets killed, I think, in Act 3, so very early on in the play, I guess, and then the rest of the play goes on without him, so I'm really, really excited. I think, like, this is just absolutely beautiful. I've been reading this pretty slowly, but I'm definitely going to be reading a few more pages today because our live show will be on the 27th on my channel, so keep an eye out for that. It'll be at 2 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. GMT. Thank you. But yeah, so that's Caesar. Really loving it, really taking my time with it. And then I guess we'll go right to the Pickwick Papers, which is for the Dickens versus Tolstoy, the Great Debate. I'm really making my way through this. I'm now on chapter 7, which is about 74 pages through. I was unable, I almost said a pack of geese, a flock of geese. I was unable to find an audiobook copy of this anywhere except for on YouTube, which I think is the LibriVox recording, LibriVox. Which isn't the best, but it's all I got. So I've been reading, I think, about 14 pages of this a day, which will then get me finished right at the end of March, the last day of March. So that's how I'm kind of going through it, just so I can really take my time and really get kind of the most out of it. I've also been adding in sticky notes for words that I'm learning because the vocabulary in this book is really, really interesting, and there's been so many new words that I'm learning. But essentially in this one, we're just following the 4 Pickwickians, Mr. Pickwick, Mr. Snodgrass, Mr. Winkle, and Mr. Tupman, as they voyage around England and write down strange happenings and interesting findings and events, and it's just really funny. Yeah, that is this guy. I'm really enjoying it. Yesterday I laughed so much. I've never laughed in my life as hard as I've laughed at the Pickwick Papers. The Pickwick Papers now takes like the #1 spot for a book that I have laughed the hardest at, because if you are reading this with us and you get to chapter, I think it's chapter 5, it's chapter 4 if you are reading the Pickwick Papers, and it is the infamous hat scene, which I've heard so much about, and now I've been able to witness for myself yesterday. Yeah, I just laughed, like cackled, cried, there were tears in my eyes. So a point to Dickens. Anyway, like, I don't know if I mentioned this. I may have mentioned this in the last vlog, or I may have not, but I'm also reading A Year with Rilke, which is just daily readings. It's like a calendar every single day. This is compiled by Barrows and Macy, Anita Barrows and Joanna Macy. They are a team and they translate a lot of Rilke's work. For example, I have the Book of Hours translated by them. A lot of people have mixed opinions on their translations, but I'm just so excited to have this. This popped in my P.O. box. This is a gift from a subscriber. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up. I don't know if I'm gonna like catch up, or maybe I'll just go from today. Today is February 15th, so maybe I'll just start there and then kind of just go through the year from February 15th, because I was trying to catch up previously. But what is today's? Let me see what today's is. February 15th, today is a short one, so I'll read it. It's called To Darkness. This is from the Book of Hours. You darkness, of whom I am born, I love you more than the flame that limits the world to the circle it illumines and excludes all the rest. But the dark embraces everything, shapes and shadows, creatures and me, people, nations, just as they are. Oh, okay. So Yeah, this is one that I'm gonna be reading obviously for a whole year, so I'll try to keep updates kind of minimal on this one because I would like to do a whole video on this as well, but that's Rilke. I guess we got today's reading done from that. Okay, and then what else we've got here? Let's start from the bottom. Yes, I'm still reading Let Us Compare Mythologies by Leonard Cohen. This is a collection of his poetry. I think I spoke a little bit on this. I'm definitely enjoying some of them a lot and others like not so much, but like I said, he wrote this when he was, I think, between the ages of 15 and 22, which is incredible. A lot of it's filled with mythological imagery, religious imagery, and undertones and overtones, and it's just, yeah, it's really nice. I'm listening to an audiobook of this as well, and it's just nice to listen to, honestly. A big disappointment that I'm not enjoying. I'm enjoying pretty much everything I'm reading right now except for this one. I keep kind of waiting for this one to get better, and that is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. This was released in July 2020, I believe. I've heard so much about it. So many people have been reading it on BookTube, so I thought I would give it a go because I first found it just hanging out on Libby, browsing Libby in the audiobooks, and this is just not, I just don't think it's for me. Like, I'm really not enjoying it. I think a lot of people could enjoy it, but for me, like, the plot and the content and the writing and the pacing, it's just, I'm really not enjoying my time with it, which is a shame, but I'm almost done it. Like, I have 3 hours left, so I think I'm just gonna finish it up, see how it ends. I thought this was a standalone, but it's actually a sequel. This is a book where we are following a girl named Emmanuel, and she lives in Bethel, which is a very rigid, puritanical society, and there is like a very religious community all based around this one man called the Prophet, who's basically the leader of Bethel, and he has a whole bunch of wives, and Emmanuel is kind of cursed, a cursed child. She was a cursed child. She's about, I think, 16 or 17 now, but her mother was one of the Prophet's wives, but then she had an affair with a man from the outskirts, which is a separate kind of society outside the religious group of Bethel, and in doing so, she basically cursed Emmanuel's birth. So now in Bethel, there's like a lot of bad happenings going on. There's some plagues. It's just the writing isn't gripping me. I'm finding it so slow, so it's kind of just putting me to sleep, and it feels very stale and dry. It's also a very like blatant book. It feels like everything is on the surface of this book. There's like nothing underneath, like the religious imagery and the witchy and occult. Everything just feels like on the surface, and it feels like, well, you're like giving me the surface level everything, the surface level like themes and images and symbols, and like I can't go any deeper now. Like, it's the most kind of not subtle book I've read in a while, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like the author has just brought everything to the surface for you, and any meaning that she's trying to like kind of create and cater around these themes and ideas that she's working with just isn't good for the reader. It's like a very not interactive, like there's no work on my part, you know what I mean? Like, she's just kind of telling you what's going on and like kind of describing all of the imagery and symbolism herself, and I'm like, well, it's kind of the reader's job. But anyway, so I'm not really enjoying that one. But Deadly Dreams by KJ Sutton. Oh my god, it's so good. Deadly Dreams is the third book in the Fortuna Sworn series, and I think this one's gonna be a bad time. This one's gonna break my heart. The way that the second book ended off, Restless Slumber, I almost cried. And then like Deadly Dreams, I think this whole book is just gonna be Fortuna and like her band, her group of people. There's so many characters in this book. This book is filled with so many wonderful characters, so many different characters. I love it. It's so varied and colorful and lush. But I think this whole book is just gonna be her like dealing with the consequences of the second book, and it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. This book opens up with like things not going so well at all for anyone, and yeah, but I'm just really loving it. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to spoil anything that goes on in the first or second book, but I'm like really enjoying myself, honestly, which is so nice. And I just absolutely love the audiobooks of these books as well, so yeah, I'm really, really enjoying Deadly Dreams. So happy that the audiobook was released. Actually, it came out a couple days ago, so I'm just so lucky that, like, yeah, I really wanted to get to the third one because the way that the second one finished, ooh. So that is Deadly Dreams as well. Okay, is that everything? Yes, that is everything. But my plans for the rest of the month, I ordered this book because I really, really want to get to this. I'll talk more about this in like my March planning video, I think, but I've been drawing countries. I think I didn't really start in January, I started basically in February, but I've tried to do 3 countries a month, and then a couple people, I think 2 or 3 people, commented telling me about this project called Invisible Cities, which is a project on BookTube focused on reading books from at least 3 or no, yeah, I think like around 3 countries a month, and I didn't know about it until you guys told me, so thank you so much. And I will definitely make sure to include at least one of the countries that they are doing in my March video, in my March reading, because I would love to talk more about it. But I was literally doing the same thing, but I didn't even know that the Invisible Cities was a thing. So the 3 countries that I pulled for February was Finland. You guys know I read The Year of the Hare. I finished that I think a week or so ago. I pulled Turkey, so The Snow is the one that I chose by Pamuk for Turkey. I'm going to talk about this in a second. And I pulled Chile, and I read A Little Lumpen Novelita by Roberto Bolaño. So yeah, that was really good too. But Snow, I ordered this one because I wanted a physical copy because it just sounds like it's going to be phenomenal. I started listening to a sample of the audiobook, and it was so great. So my goal for this week is to dive into Snow. Yeah, so I'll just leave you with like the synopsis, because this is kind of what hooked me. I think it's a really, really nicely done synopsis, and it sounded like everything I wanted to read about. So it says, an exiled poet named Ka returns to Turkey and travels to the forlorn city of Kars. His ostensible purpose is to report on a wave of suicides among religious girls forbidden to wear their headscarves. But Ka is also drawn by his memories of the radiant Apek, now recently divorced. Amid blanketing snowfall and universal suspicion, Ka finds himself pursued by figures ranging from Apek's ex-husband to a charismatic terrorist. A lost gift returns with ecstatic suddenness. A theatrical evening climaxes in a massacre, and finding God may be the prelude to losing everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best to finish up The Year of the Witching either today or tomorrow, and then I want this whole week to just be reading this book. I think it's a fairly long audiobook. It's almost 500 pages, but I'm just really, really excited to read my first book from, is this my first book from Turkey? I don't actually know. Regardless, I'm so excited to read Snow. I've heard so much of Pamuk and about Pamuk, so yeah. Anyway, this has been a fairly long update, so I'm going to put all my books back and then I'm going to film an ASMR video. So Alright, hi guys. So it's a little bit later. I'm just finishing up my coffee. I need to have breakfast soon, but I got ready and I cut my bangs. As you can see, not altogether straight, but I've been liking having them a bit shorter recently because I'm just really sick of them in my eyes. I also decided to do my nails so it matches my, like blends in with my dress, but yes, okay. I also am really excited. I wanted to show you guys something that came in my PO box. I'm just literally over the moon about this because it is a reading journal, and I've never had a reading journal before, which may seem strange because I have a YouTube channel for reading, but I've never had anyway, what am I saying? A really wonderful graphic designer reached out to me. She has a whole shop on Etsy, Redbubble, and Society6. I'll leave all the descriptions and links in the description box. But her name is Stella, and her Etsy store is called Stella Bookish Art, and she asked if she could send me a reading journal. Look at that. Ooh. So this one is the Modern Classic Reading Journal, and I'm really excited to be using it today because I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I thought we could fill it out together because I've never had a bullet journal or anything like that. It's never been something I've been really interested in because it just seems like a little bit too much work for like the time that I have. But this one I love because it comes with a whole bunch of, what do you call these, templates and stuff already filled out for you. So I thought we could go through together and do like this bookish bingo one, which looks so fun. And then this page is plans and resolutions, how many books you want to read here. And then it flips into goals and wish list, as well as the next page, I believe, is anticipated releases throughout the year, which I never keep track of. That's never been something I do, but like this is very much inspiring me to keep track of my favorite authors. Like, did you know Ishiguro is coming out with a book, or he has come out with a new book this year? Because I didn't know. Like, new releases is something I've literally never stayed on top of, but I'm really excited. And then if we flip into January, each month is just prefaced by beautiful art and a quote. So for January, it's "My courage always rises at every attempt to intimidate me," from Jane Austen, which I love. And then so this is the spread for January, but I thought we could go through and do the one for February, since today is a day in February. So yeah, I'm just so incredibly excited. She also sent me a few more things, which was just so kind of her. I didn't know she was doing that, so thank you so much. I want to show you guys those as well, but if you guys would like to use a code, I have a code for you for her Etsy shop, and it is Emmy10. I'll put it right here, for 10% off of everything in the store. So once again, thank you so much. And okay, let me show you guys some other stuff as well because I'm really excited. Okay, so before I show you the rest of the journal stuff, and I'm so excited to like spend my morning journaling in this. Oh my gosh, I've never had something like this. Okay, so she sent me 3 bookmarks, which are absolutely heckin' beautiful. Which one's my favorite? I love the design and color of this one. Ooh. This one says, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul." And that's from Emily Dickinson. And then it does come out with the sleeve, but I might just leave it in because I really like laminated. I really love the feel of laminated stuff, but just so you can see without the glare. Oh, it's so cute. I love these so much. Stella, thank you so much. That was so kind. And then we have this one from Charles Dickens. This is from Great Expectations. This is one of my favorite quotes. This is from Stella, and it says, "I have been bent and broken, but I hope into a better shape." Oh, I love it. And then this one is from Charlotte Bronte. "I am no bird, and no net ensnares me. I am a free human being." Ah, gorgeous. And then, as well, she sent me these beautiful postcards, which I think I'm just gonna end up putting on my wall. But this one is absolutely gorgeous. This is from Marquez. Ooh, "It is enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment." Ah, I love it. I love it so much. And then this one is from Donna Tartt. "It is a glory and a privilege to love what death doesn't touch. Gorgeous. And then the last thing here, we have stickers. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since I have had stickers in my life, but here's the shop as well, if you guys are interested, on Instagram. I I love this. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So I just want to show you guys those. I just want to show you guys these as well because I'm so excited about it. Okay, so let's plan. Let's do February. All right, so we're gonna start with doing the book bingo, I think, just because I'm so excited about it. And I thought this could be hopefully a calming, fun thing to do together. So I just pulled up my Goodreads so I can see all the books that I've read so far this year. As of right now, we are sitting at 16 books done. Okay, so the first one we have here is historical fiction. Let's see. I don't think I've actually read any historical fiction so far this year. No. Okay. A poetry book. I'm currently reading a book of poetry, and that is Let Us Compare Mythologies by Leonard Cohen, and I think I'm going to be finishing that one up at least this week, so that's what I'm going to put for this one. Let us compare mythologies. There we go. Beautiful. This one is a book that has been adapted for film or TV. Ooh, have I read any? Have I read any? Oh, I think The Year of the Hare is a movie. That is a piece of Finnish literature. I would love to watch the movie. I believe it's quite old. Well, not really that old, but I think it's a movie, so. One word book title. Ooh, have I read any? Book in a genre you don't usually read. I kind of have been getting more into fantasy romance this year, but I wouldn't say I usually typically read it, so maybe A Touch of Darkness, because that was a romance, a fantasy romance by Scarlett St. Clair. That was also a retelling of the Hades and Persephone myth. Okay, finish a book in a day. No, I've yet to do that. Book published more than 100 years ago. Oh, absolutely. What do we have? I believe The Overcoat, right? By Gogol. The Overcoat. I'd love to read more Gogol as well. This is what we've got so far. Definitely gonna come back to this. Okay, my goal was to read 100 books. Ooh, also I wanted to fill out this February, my favorite February quotes page, because I had a lot. From childhood, boyhood, youth. Yes, you guys know I had a lot of favorite quotes. Okay, let's put some of them down because I definitely want to remember them. All right, so let's see. So many memories of the past rise up. Yes, I definitely know which ones are my favorite in here though. Also, this already feels so nostalgic going through our first Tolstoy book. Guys, I'm just so loving this book club. This one's a really nice one. Let's see. My favorite quotes are in yellow, so it should be pretty easy. This one was nice. Ooh, this one though, this one was one of my absolute favorites. Okay, we're gonna write this one down. also would like to just have this journal for the whole year and like have it complete. So I'm also gonna quickly write down my January favorites, like my books from January. So they are definitely Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata. I am making a whole video review on that book. It's going really slowly, but it's coming. I also really loved The Three Body Problem. And I had January was a superb reading month, honestly. I adored Convenience Store Woman. So wonderful. What else do we have? Oh, The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I'm sorry, I'm talking about that book so much recently, but I think it deserves it. I'd love to get a physical copy. My next favorite from January, I think Childhood, Boyhood, Youth is a good way to round it off because, of course. All right, so those are my January favorite books. And then I think, what else would I like to write down? For the genre tracker, I like to keep track of that too. I really love like this little guy here, the genre tracker. So I'm gonna write down, I guess, what we have. So for classics, let's see, Snow Country is a classic, so we have 1. For romance, we have 1. I'm gonna put like literary fiction as a category just because I'm not sure like what else to define it as. For fantasy, we have 1. So in January I had 3 classics, a romance, 3 literary fiction, 1 fantasy, 1 middle grade, 1 sci-fi, 1 nonfiction, and the Furies. I don't really know where to put the Furies. In the trash. This is also so great because it comes with like a January wrap-up spread. And when I do my wrap-ups, when I read a book, I typically write nothing down unless I'm like annotating inside a book, like this crazy mess. I don't write anything down. I don't plan my videos. I don't script them. I just literally speak off the top of my head. And sometimes that's great because usually it works for me, but a lot of the time it ends up that I miss something I want to say, or if I'm reading Tolstoy halfway through the month, I have this great thought, but then I don't write it down, and then by the time I get to my wrap up, I don't remember it to say it. So I think this is just going to be really great. I'm not going to write huge detailed scripted reviews or anything like that because I just like whatever comes to mind, kind of naturally talking about a book. That's what works for me, and I know that works for me. At least I hope it does. Maybe my wrap-ups are just mindless blather, who knows. But I think just having like small details written down or an impression that I got while reading a book is really going to help me, like here, just so I don't forget those really important little moments that I want to remember. So, okay, moving into February with the beautiful Marquez spread. We have favorite quotes from February. Have I had any? Yes. Oh, for sure. From Julius Caesar. As you can see, there's a lot. Let me write maybe like 1 down now. Alright, so now I'm gonna fill out February so far, the genre, and then I'll fill out the reading challenge, like for the book clubs and stuff like that. And then I will plan, oh yes, they also have, this journal also has like a general spread for the month, or like a calendar, which is really nice. I also love this quote by Ray Bradbury. And then I believe I will fill out my wrap-up so far for the books that I have read, just so I can get a bit prepared, seeing as I'm gonna have to film this soon. And then I'll write down my little thoughts that I don't want to forget for you guys. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so it's definitely breakfast time. It's around 11, so I'm gonna make some tofu. I'm gonna make some breakfast scramble. I'll like tell you how I make it after, but it's really, really good. So let's do it. I made some tofu scramble. As you can see, there's still like flour all around the top because I just try to minimize my dishes so I don't have to use multiple dishes, but it's just crumbled tofu, and then I mix it with a little bit of flour, salt, pepper, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of paprika, tons of nutritional yeast, garlic, sorry if you can hear the very loud snowplow again, and then I top it with everything bagel seasoning, and it's so good. So I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna listen to some YouTube videos. Alright, so I finished my tofu, and now I think I'm going to FaceTime a friend, catch up with her. That'll be nice. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Alright guys, so I just got off the phone and it is now 12:53. I'm feeling pretty productive today. So one of my goals I think today is I want to like try and bake something. It's been a while since I've baked something. I'm like really in the mood for muffins. However, I have like no fruit in the house except for frozen fruit. So I might go out to the grocery today. I don't know. It's a really dreary, dismal day now. It was snowing this morning and nice, but now it's just raining because the temperature is rising. So yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention is that, first of all, just thank you guys seriously so much. On my January wrap-up video, I asked for recommendations from books from all over the world, so many different works of translated literature from different countries, basically just a book from every country, and literally like, you guys stepped out. You guys all recommended so hundreds of books. There are hundreds of beautiful comments on that video of people recommending books, people like connecting via different countries and that country's literature, and it's just phenomenal. And so now I'm slowly trying to transfer all of these comments, all of the recommendations, all of the individual books onto a list, onto my wish list. I have one on Amazon and I have one on Book Depository. I think my Amazon wish list, I think I took it down for a little bit, but it should be shared in the comments if you guys just want to use that as like a resource for one place where all of your recommendations are. Please feel free to just do that because they're all listed there. Not all of them yet, like I said, there's so many of them, but I'm slowly putting them all together. And then I also have, well, I've been trying, I don't really want to use Amazon for forever, but I'm waiting. I don't know if it's available. Maybe someone can tell me. I think there's this new bookshop website, which is so cool because it takes basically all of the indie bookstores ever and puts them in one place. I think it's called like bookshop.org or something like that. I heard it wasn't available in Canada yet. I know it's definitely in the US, and I think now it's in the UK. But I've heard that it's not available in Canada, although I checked on that like a couple weeks ago, so I'm not sure now. But if anyone knows anything about that, please tell me because I would love to use that website instead. But like I said, for right now, that list is just all there. I'm slowly accumulating them. I'm slowly ordering some. I've already ordered some. I want to film a different type of book haul, like a specific type of book haul very soon because I've never done one of those. Anyway, so that was just a ramble. I just want to say thank you so much. You guys gave me so many recommendations, and like it's just such a nice little place now. This one random comment section on my January wrap up of like hundreds of books, and I know I'm gonna always come back to that video and just look through them. So if you guys want to do that as well, you just could scroll forever looking for books from all over the world. So anyway, right now I'm gonna film a little bit for my Charles Dickens vlog, and then today I just want to be an overall filming day as well, be quite productive with it. So yes, okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do now, and then at some point kind of want to make some tea, and then like I said, we'll see if we can get some baking done today. All right guys, we're back. We got some fruit, as you can see, and I currently don't have any mixing bowls, so this is kind of the state of affairs. I just made the batter for the apple muffins, and now I'm gonna put them all in my muffin tin.